They're going to pardon all the world debt if you accept digital ID. Look, our money is a debt-based currency, which is why the world is in debt to the bank. And this is unsustainable because the more money they print to try and ease out the deficit, the more expensive everything becomes because of inflation, because the money gets devalued. And what they're eventually going to do, the world is going to get to such a point where people are not going to be able to afford to live, right? And the central bank is going to come out and say, look, if you all get digital ID, we will forgive all the debt. You will owe nothing. You won't have a mortgage. You won't have any loans. We will forgive it all. But we're going to replace this currency, this fiat currency, with our own central digital currency. And everything will drop in price. Everything will go back to like it was 200 years ago. Things will be affordable. People will be able to live, but only if...
All right, at this point I wanted to get to. All right, first of all, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation to all the brothers and the few sisters that's out there. On to the Israelite foreigners from the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Shalom in the Hebrew, which means peace. I know we always talk about this subject ad nauseum, but this is always a great subject to talk about because this was coming down the pipe, so to speak. And it's something that kind of clicked when what he said, and which we all know, preaches to the choir. But it was also part of the conversation I had with a brother. And this is why brothers, it will behoove brothers when brothers get together and you talk about the scriptures, because this is the subject that should be in everybody's mouth. Yeah, we get caught up with the world and the things of the world time to time, but this is the only thing that should really be coming in our mind. But it's something that he said the key word, living. Now we always go into the fact how this man built a system, and this system, this pit, has been a trap for people for a long period of time. People have been feeling ousted from society because of society new norms, and the goalposts keep changing consistently. Now, the key thing to what the Lord did with us brothers, especially, and a few sisters, the hopeful elect, he detached us from this world. All right. And part of this detachment of this world is coming to realization that the things of this world is not really real. It's never been real. Living is not a form of you paying a bill, you just getting by. Living is not in the form of you renting something, you just getting by. But some odd reason, people actually believe that we're alive. No, you're alive. The only way anybody's alive through the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And this is how they're going to get majority of people. This is the great temptation, because people in this world wants to fit in this world. They want to be a part of this world. All right. There's nothing in this world. Absolutely nothing. We just so happen to be blessed enough to realize this world is a lie. I was just talking a conversation with a brother. We was talking about it too. Like you talk to people, especially older cats, like, yeah, when I was your age, or I wish I was younger. We want to move forward because we want to get this thing through. Because what's going to happen is going to lead us to the greatest thing that we desired from the very beginning of time. And that thing is rest. That thing is peace. That thing is our kingdom. And in fact, since I said that, I'll come back to this. The micro C hip, and once the micro C hip is mandatory, the next stop is the kingdom of heaven. That's according to what the Lord said. All right. Once they make it mandatory, all hell is going to break loose. When all hell breaks loose, he's going to leave the Lord no choice but to come back, to return, and to deliver his people. All right. Because what prophecies have to be fulfilled. Matter of fact, Isaiah 55 and 20. Actually, not 20, 11. It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. So the words of the Lord the prophecies must come to fruition. In order for Esau to have the rulership that he has and to have people in the bind that he will have everybody, he needs to have the power. He needs to have the will of the people. He needs to break you. And everything he's doing is not original. All right. Everything that he's doing is not original. This has been done before. Matter of fact, let me go into that real quick. Genesis, was it 46? I know it's not 48. Oh, it's probably 48. Genesis, no, 47. I'm slacking. Genesis 47. And I'm going to just read down just Genesis 47 and 15. And when, oh, sorry, I had to go up a bit. I'll start at 14. 47 and 14. Wow, spirit. It said, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land. So this is during the time of the famine. You had 70 years of plenty, 7 years of plenty, 7 years of famine. So during this famine period, the restraint of the people was taken. In other words, people didn't know what to do. So they had to go to their government and they was doing exchanging. All right. It says, and Joseph gathered up all the money that was found in the land of Egypt and the land of Canaan for the corn which they bought. And Joseph brought the money into Pharaoh's house. And when the money failed in the land of Egypt and in the land of Canaan, all the Egyptians came unto Joseph and said, give us bread, for why should we die in thy presence? For the money faileth. And Joseph said, give your cattle, and I will give you for your cattle if money fail. So in exchange, right? And they bought their cattle unto Joseph, and Joseph gave them bread in exchange for horses and for the flocks and for the cattle of the herds and for the asses, and and fed them with bread for all the cattle for that year. And when the year was ended, they came unto him the second year, said unto him, We will not hide it from my Lord, how that money, our money is spent. My Lord also have our herds of cattle. There is not aught left in the sight of my Lord, but our bodies and our lands. So they exchanged their bodies and the lands for food. And once again, Esau is they're not idiots. They know how to get you. They know how to get the people. Now, these people, the Egyptians could have sat there. It was more than just the Egyptians. It was the Canaanites as well. It was the surrounding area. Egypt had it. This is what made Egypt great. All right. The dream that the Egyptian had, the Pharaoh had, and Joseph understanding that dream, and Joseph preparing Egypt for this great thing. So they exchanged their body for food. And this is exact same play that Esau today is doing. All right. This is why the scripture says, Ecclesiastes 5, was that 5? Sorry. 1 and 9. It says, the thing that has been, matter of fact, let me get to the point. 10. Is there anything whereof it may be said, see, this is new? It have already been of old time, which was before us. So everything, well, actually, I was supposed to go up, but this point is there's nothing new under the sun. They need to get the people to believe that the way they was living was life. That was life. You know, to have a house, to have a car, to drive to your house, your property. This is why Trump, he said what they want to do a 50-year mortgage, and people are upset. Wait, damn, that means that you got to work for your entire life, and people, he's getting a lot of pushback for it because people are not that dumb because they want to keep everybody as perpetual slaves, where you have no other choice but to pay off your debt with your body. This is exactly how they want it because they know they created a system, they created a pit that people has gotten so familiar with, and that's all they know. I keep saying it through the spirit. When I say these things, I say these things towards Israel. That our people are short-sighted. All right, they're short-sighted. In other words, they only can see so far. They can't see the promises that was promised to us. All right, and this is the thing that catches everybody. Everybody's caught up into these traps. 1 John 2 and 18. It says, no, hold to the point. 2 and 16. For no, sorry, it's 15. Love not the world, neither the things that are in the world. If any man love the world, the love of the Father is not in him. And always another thing, always expressing, we have God-given rights. God-given rights is, matter of fact, we go into that real quick. Okay, yeah, I'll come back to that. No one to remember. Sirach 27 and no, not 27, 39. 39, 27. 26. The principal things for the whole use of man's life are water, fire, iron, salt, flour of wheat, honey, milk, and blood of grape, and oil, and clothing. All these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners they are turned into evil, because now they may profit of this very same thing that was given us by the Most High. This is our God-given rights. You also part of your God-given rights, having your own family, having your own property. They're taking all that away from you. Every last one thing. They give you a system. They give you a certain life that truly is not feasible for the long run. It's not generational. This is why everybody's caught up in these worldly desires to remain in this current condition. Okay? Because they were trained not to love the ways of the Heavenly Father. It's quite simple. You eat a fruit. Fruits bear seed. Seed, you take the seed, you throw it in the ground, or you dig it up, whatever. It reproduces itself. Free. That's free food right there. But not in this world. Nah, rather you go to the store, rather you go for them for everything. All this to entrap the average person. It says, verse 16, for all that is in the world, the lust of the flesh, traps, the lust of the eyes, more traps, the pride of life is not of the Father, but is of the world. And the world passeth away, and the lust thereof, but he that doeth the will of the Most High abideth forever. And now abideth forever is the ultimate goal. The ultimate goal is what? The kingdom of heaven. All right? The ultimate goal is the kingdom of heaven. But the majority of people fall for that trap. This is why when that time of temptation comes, Revelation 3 and 10, people are going to fall under pressure, because it says, because that has kept the word of my patience, I will also keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. In other words, the only way they could do that is by setting a trap. And what the man was saying, he said the word living. All right. Living in a highly expensive apartment, that's not really living. That's just, yeah, you're alive, but you're not living, you know? This is why the scripture says, matter of fact, another another I always gotta bring this out. Spirit. Matthew's 10. Is it 10? Matthew's 10 and 38. It says, and he that taketh not his cross and follow after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it. Why? Because the world that we in is passing away. In order for them to establish their new world order, they have to kill off the very same world that empowered them. All right. Two groups of people want this thing more than ever. Group number one, the elites, the hidden ones, the hidden masters, and whatever they want to call themselves. They want this like there's no tomorrow. Group number two is the elect. All right, because the elect have lost their life in this world, but we about to find our life. We find our purpose by doing the will of the Lord. So it says, he that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. Okay? So the task is at hand. What is the task? The task is the kingdom of heaven. It's always been the kingdom of heaven. 2 Ezra 7, 4 or 6. I started 6. There's also another thing. A city is built and set upon a broad field. It is full of all good things. So right then and there, it tells you a quest. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. Long when I'll do another show on that. We are in a quest. Matter of fact, let's look that word up. Quest. Quest meaning. It says a long and wow, arduous, arduous, involving or requiring strenuous effort, difficult and trying. So keep that in mind. A long or arduous search for something. Let's see. Let's look up the etymology, which is the same. It's the same thing. Let's look up the word in etymology. So the quest comes from the Latin verb, I don't know how to spell, say, meaning to seek, enter, English, original meaning, in quest or judicial inquiry, but involved to mean a search or pursuit, especially a difficult one. So we are in a quest, like it says it right here to give you an example, description of a knight's undertaking quest to find something like the Holy Grail. So our Holy Grail, our ultimate quest is what? The kingdom of heaven. That's the ultimate goal. All right. That's the goal that was set before us. Not this world, not the things of this world, not the temptations of this world. That ultimate goal is the kingdom of heaven. That's that city. And we was told that this city is great things to it. So this is the goal. It says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall. And that dangerous place is the things of this world. All right. The temptations of this world. It says, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left, deep water. So this is a very dangerous quest. This is a dangerous thing because fire can destroy you, water can destroy you. And one path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that they could not but one man go there at once. So one man can't bring another man with him because they're all trying to get through. So this is the quest. This is the journey for us. And ultimately, in order to get to this point, we have to go through the ultimate danger. And it says, if this city now were given unto a man for inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger that's set before it, how shall he receive this inheritance? So the last task, the last quest mission is this RFID microchip. All right, which this man is expressly showing. So if your mind is on the prize like it's supposed to be, if you're part of the elect and your eyes are on the prize, not saying this is not going to phase, it's going to phase everybody. You remain in a thought process of this is not living, period. I will live in the kingdom. That's the mindset. Because the temptation of this and is of this world is going to destroy many. Matter of fact, let me go to this real quick for Second Ezra 8 and 51. It says, but understand for thyself, seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise opened. The tree of life is planted. The time to come is prepared. Plenteous is made ready. The city is built. A rest is allowed. And rest is allowed. Yea, perfect goodness and wisdom, which is talking about the kingdom of heaven. Well, finally we get the rest. So the battle is ongoing until the mission is accomplished. Until the mission is accomplished. So the task is at hand. The big picture, the kingdom of heaven, the small picture is these smaller temptations that's ongoing. So let me let this guy finish off.
If you take the digital ID, the people that don't take the digital ID will not be able to use this new currency. They won't be able to buy anything. They won't be able to sell anything because they won't be in that new world. And this is the
and which is a blessing not to be in that new world. That new world is nothing but death. It's entrapment, the ultimate entrapment. Okay? This is the goal of the elites. This is why the escape route is death or death of this world. That's the only way people can be relief. All right? That one they won't get trapped.
question you have to ask yourself is, what steps are you taking right now in case this happens? Let's say this happens.
And he's gonna go on and on about, creating your own food and this, that, the third. The only step that we need to take was in Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right. We ended off on this. Psalms 91. I saw that one because it's perfect. Psalms 91 and 1. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. The secret place of the Most High is not some secret cave. It's not in the Himalayas. It's not underground, an underground bunker under the sewers. No, the secret place of the Most High is in plain sight. All right. When we speak, we're being protected by Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So wherever we go, when the situation happens, we're going to be remaining in the guidance of the Lord. It says, I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge, my fortress, my power. In Him will I trust. And it's all about the trust. It's all about the trust, especially now. Surely he will deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. And part of that snare, which is a snare, is a trap, a bird trap, the trap that they set, which is this world. All right. This world has been a trap for everyone, mainly blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. The ultimate goal is to get to the children of Israel. But the elect will not, because why? Because the Lord is going to deliver them out of that snare, that hour of temptation. All right. He shall cover thee with his feathers, under his wings shall thy trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. The wings represent what? The angels, the hedge, right? The hedge of protection. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, which is those ICBM nuclear missiles. All right. It says, nor pestilence, and we had that whole stunt 6 years ago, I believe it started. All right. And everybody was panicking. They was losing their mind. They didn't know what to do, but not knowing that this was a pretest of the pretest. All right. It was all a test. That's all it was. It says, nor for the pestilence that walketh in the darkness, which is sickness, okay, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday, which is, once again, the ICBM nuclear missiles. To have the spiritual understanding of this happening and not be afraid, that's a heavy spirit. All right. Scripture says what? The righteous shall scarcely be saved. It says 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come nigh unto thee. Only with thine eye shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. And ultimately, what's going to happen? The elect is going to be beamed up. All right. And they're going to have a bird eyes view of the destruction of America and all those that decided that this world was good enough for them. Like me and the brother was talking about it. It's like, basically, it's like, if you take that chip, you're saying that this world is good enough for you, then that means that you don't see the kingdom. You're not looking at the kingdom. The kingdom the kingdom is here already to you. So your reward is going to be destruction. All right. It says, because that has made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. Let me look up the word habitation. Something dwelling, habitation, refuge, lyre, refuge of jackals, dwelling. An abode of the Most High, a tabernacle or a temple. Man, their home. Our temple is what this body right now. Or animal, hence retreat, then dwelling, habitation. So our habitation is in Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. We in that strong tower. All right. Let me go back to this. Verse 10. There shall no evil shall befall thee, neither shall any plague come nigh thy dwelling, sorry. For he shall give his angels charge over thee to keep thee in all thy ways. So the path that the Lord is going to lead his men is going to lead them to salvation. All right. They shall bear thee up in their hands, lest thou dash thy foot against a stone. that shall trod upon the lion and the adder and the young lion and the dragon that shall trample underfoot. It's not talking about actual beasts, it's talking about these people. All right. The people is whom? These other nations. We're going to trod them underfoot. It says, because he hath set his love upon me, therefore I will deliver him, and I will set him on high, because he have known my name. So that expressing the name of the Lord, bearing your cross, hating your life, all right, these are all attributes of a man of the Lord. We putting our all into the Lord, the name of the Lord. That's why, side note, GMS is the only camp that really expresses the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I could clearly see it. It's clear as day. Expressly, all right? You have ISUPK, they know the name of the Lord. They use it shortly. So when that time comes of the hour of temptation, and did they build up their relationship with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai? No. IUIC, forget about it. They just completely disregard any power of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Hey, Nate, when he was sick, he called on the name of the Lord. And the Lord got him, he healed him. But yet he told us, he's like, yeah, I teach my congregation the name of the Lord, but yet he doesn't express it enough. So calling the name of the Lord is like entry level to some, but it's heavy because it's that relationship that you have built with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right? And we entrust in that name because Yahweh Shai means he's the deliverer. So we entrust that he will deliver us. Yahweh means he exists, he's everything. He's all around us. This is why we dwell in the shadow of the Almighty, because he's always there. So he shall call upon me, and I will answer him, and I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him by going through what? Going through the fire and the water, going to that city, being crowned, being called a son. All right, standing so stiffly for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. With long life will I satisfy him and and show him my salvation. So with that being said, something real quick to the spirit. Shalom to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom.